Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about the Vampire Diaries, this time episode 705, titled Live Through This, which premiered Thursday, November 5th, 2015 on the CW. Before we begin, just a reminder, if you haven't seen the episode, please do so first before you watch my video. I'd hate for my own thoughts and opinions and observations to influence the way you view the episode. Plus, I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of the episode, so I'd hate for me to take away that surprise factor for you when you watch it. So that's just a quick reminder. So before we begin, 10-minute timer has begun, and let's begin. So what is something new that we learned in this episode? We definitely learned a lot more about the Phoenix Stone. And it turns out it's not a resurrection stone like Alark believed. It actually holds a lot of lost vampire souls inside the Phoenix Stone. And when put on a dead body, a soul from the stone goes into the body. And I guess you need a correct spell in order to get the right soul into the correct body, which is what Bonnie did not have. So she managed to put two completely different vampire souls inside the body of Oscar and Joe. Turns out that both went two completely separate ways, but apparently the heretics did know the correct spell, and they managed to get Julian's soul in his body. Don't know how it got into the stone, but that's another thing we learned in this episode, was that Julian was brought back to life after being killed in 1903, which was a shocker when Valerie revealed it. It seemed like maybe Julian was killed by the Gemini Coven, maybe, and maybe that's why he wasn't in prison with them, or maybe it was before they were imprisoned in that prison world. I don't know. But there's that. Also, we have Enzo killing the not Oscar again after he tried to get him to get the Phoenix Stone because he did not want to return to there. So that was interesting. But sad to say, we do not get that Oscar again. And in doing so, Enzo manages to get the Phoenix Stone, which is how Lily manages to get it in order to use it on Julian. And for sad Enzo, Lily chose Julian over him. So, yeah, poor guy. Another thing that we learned aside from the Phoenix Stone is that Stefan finally learns the truth from Valerie about Julian and what he did to not only Valerie, but to their unborn child. So there's that. Damon doesn't know still, so yeah. What was the most shocking moment of the episode? The flash forward. I'm always going to say that, but this one for sure. Flash forward 3 years in the future, and it's on Bonnie. And for some reason, she's in some sort of institution where she has to talk about, she's in a group therapy session, and she's talking about a mistake she made in her past that she wished she could undo. And either Bonnie had a drug problem, or she's in an insane asylum or something. Or, I don't know, but she's in one of those group healing therapies, and she seemed, and when she went back to her own room, it looked to be very minimalist bedroom, bed frame and everything. And her surprise visitor is Enzo, and it turns out they are together. Not only does he call her love, but she is the one that initiates a very passionate kiss with Enzo. And I gotta say, I am all for this couple. I really am. Because first, before the episode aired, I read that we would be seeing Bonnie's flash forward in this episode, but also who she was involved with, and it was meant to be a main cast member. And everyone else that we've seen so far, it's not Alaric, it's not Stefan or Damon, it's not Matt, or it's not Tyler, and it's not Jeremy, since they're not main cast. So it went down to Matt and Enzo. And Matt would seem like the obvious choice because he's also human, like Bonnie, so they can grow up and grow together if they wanted to. But Enzo was the interesting choice because they still have that supernatural connection. So I'm really thrilled that it was Enzo. I don't know how it came to be at that point for them, but I'm excited to see it. And this episode kind of, in the present day, kind of marked like the beginning of it getting to there, maybe? I don't know, I'll get back to it later. But another shocking thing about in the present day was the Phoenix Stone itself, and what it actually was supposed to do. That was surprising. So top 3 favorite moments. I definitely have more than 3. So first one is that Damon knew the significance behind Valerie's name in regards to Stefan. because when in the dorm room, when Damon tells Stefan and Caroline that he wants to interrogate a heretic about Oscar, Caroline immediately thinks of Valerie, and she spills the beans that Valerie and Stefan had a history, and then a light bulb goes off in Damon's head saying, Valerie, you mean Valerie that you lost your virginity to, Valerie, the Valerie who broke your heart. He kept on going, and while that would be like a sore subject for Stefan, I really love the fact that Damon knew the significance behind Valerie's name to Stefan after, was it 150 years now? He still knew the significance of his little brother's life, which means that when they were human, Stefan confided in Damon about Valerie. Or the fact that he actually read it in Stefan's journal while snooping. I hope that's not the case. I hope Stefan actually went to Damon or something, or told Damon about her, or yeah. But the fact that he just knew the name and the significance behind it, I really like that. It shows that Damon pays attention to detail when people may not think he does. Okay, next favorite moment has to be the road trip itself between Valerie and Damon and Stefan. It was very amusing, especially Damon's commentary and how he's trying to like goad Stefan and Valerie into a reaction with each other, trying to see what's there between the former lovers. And also he's making these little comments when Caroline's on the phone saying, I'm keeping it PG-13 for you, I'm chaperone for these two, it's like nothing's gonna happen on my watch. It was very, very Damon answers, and I love that. Another favorite moment for me had to be Bonnie being on board with Damon's plan to make Lily suffer. At the very end, this episode we learned that it was Lily's idea to put Elena in a sleeping spell, which Kai executed. So Damon is furious with Lily, and as payback, he wants Lily to get her love back, which is Julian, and then he wants to rip Julian away from his mother so that she is broken-hearted, her spirit's broken, and she's basically broken down to the core. Damon wants to destroy this woman that he hates to call his mother. And Bonnie's all for it. She's there to support him because it was Lily's idea to spell her with Elena, so it's Lily's fault that her best friend is not there as well. So I'm glad that Bonnie is on board with Damon. He's not trying to talk him out of it like Stefan probably tried to do already at the warehouse. Last favorite moment has to be Bonnie and Enzo, like I mentioned before with the flashback. The flash forward. I love that they are together. And I really want to see how they get to that point, but in this episode we definitely got to see a lot of witty comebacks between the two of them, and we definitely got to see Enzo protecting Bonnie from not Oscar, I guess you can call him. So that was great. And I can't wait to see that flourish. It's definitely a lot better than Enzo and Lily, for sure. So, there's that. Okay, so top peeved moments. First one has to be Lily Salvatore again. I truly do not like her. She's gonna... Once again, I don't even know if she's worse than Esther herself. So, there's that. But I truly hope that Lily comes to regret knowing and falling in love with Julian. I truly hope the wool over her eyes gets pulled, because she believes the best in Julian. She believes that he's this being that made her better. Valerie argues that it didn't, did the complete opposite. But I truly hope that when Lily realizes just the man she has fallen in love with, is that she is mortified, she is horrified, and she can't even live with herself for what she aligned herself with. I truly hope that. I really want that revelation for Lily to completely destroy her, because I do not like her if you have not gotten the message. Okay, next peeved moment is that Stefan promised Valerie that he won't tell anyone about the child. And I understand why they want to keep it between the two of them, but I don't like the idea that Stefan's not going to be able to tell Damon that Julian not only kept Elena from Damon and the rest of them, but Julian also killed Stefan's unborn child, Damon's would-be nephew or niece. And, I believe that if Stefan told Damon about Julian, then that could further enrage Damon to go after Julian, because not only to wreck Lily's life, but also for what Julian did to his brother. And it definitely put Damon and Stefan on the same page with Valerie against Julian. And then since Enzo doesn't want Julian with Lily, Enzo is going to be teaming up with them too then, I hope. But because of that promise, and we know how Stefan likes to keep promises, I don't think he's going to tell Damon anytime soon. He's going to have to find out some other way. So that's why it irritates me, the fact that Stefan can't confide in Damon about this. Last peeve moment was that Oscar wasn't really Oscar. I really wanted Oscar to be himself, the version of him we saw back at Myrtle Beach. I really liked that heretic. He was very friendly. Oh wow, I'm done already? Yikes. Okay, anyways, it's a shame that it's not Oscar that we got to see, but I'm glad that he's not going to be a problem anymore. It's not Oscar that we got to see that attacked Bonnie. Okay, so what will I remember most about this episode? 1, Stefan learned the truth from Valerie, and 2, Julian's return in itself. Also, Bonnie's own flash forward is going to be a reminder enough as well, but present day wise, it's those 2 things. Okay, so random questions. This actually came to me, and I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't before, but what if Bonnie became a vampire? Would that be a loophole for Kai's spell between Bonnie and Elena? I mean, if Bonnie was turned into a vampire, she technically would have died, which means that Elena would wake up. But then since she turns into a vampire, Bonnie would then wake up in transition. Therefore, both Elena and Bonnie could be awake at the same time together, although Bonnie would lose her magic. But could that be a possible loophole? Question kind of popped up, especially when we saw Bonnie with Enzo in the flash forward. So I'm just wondering if that is a possibility. Have they even thought about it? Because what if Bonnie lives out how long she wants as a human, gets all those human experiences out of the way, and then decides to become a vampire so that Elena can come and wake up? Would that be a possible loophole, or was that a loophole that Kai had in mind when configuring the spell? I hope Kai forgot about it, banking on the fact that Bonnie would not want to lose her connection to magic. But I hope that's a possible option for them. Next question. How does a lost vampire soul get trapped into the Phoenix Stone? Is it all dead vampire souls get sucked into that stone, or is it just specific ones in specific circumstances, or how does that work? I mean, if it was just every vampire soul that died, is there a possibility that, nah, scratch that, can't even happen now because of what's happening on the originals. But with the lost vampire soul stuff, what makes a soul go into that stone instead of moving to the other side when it was still around? So I really hope we get to learn more about the Phoenix Stone. Today was a good episode for learning more about it, but I hope we get to learn more. And next question, do you think there is something more to Julian, supernatural species-wise? Do you think there's more to him? I hope he's just a plain vampire, and maybe he's just better because of how long he's been a vampire, but I really hope he's not a heretic. I really hope he's not some hybrid like Klaus. So I just hope he's just a regular old vampire. Nothing older than Catherine. I really don't want him older than Catherine. Okay, next question. Do you think Alaric is going to fall in love with the new soul that is inside Joe's body? If so, then I'm really feeling another doppelganger setup going on here, in the fact that Stefan fell in love with Elena, who initially had the face of his former love. Same with Damon, for that matter. And it kind of seems like Alaric might be going down that path as well. Last question. The lost vampire soul in Joe's body. Is it still a vampire, or is it now a human or a witch because it's inside Joe's body? Since the lost vampire soul in Oscar's body was surprised to learn that he could do magic, so assuming that he couldn't do magic before. So does that mean that this soul is not a vampire, or is a vampire now that has turned this new body into a vampire? I'm confused by that, but also, we don't even know if this new vampire soul is a man or a woman either. They could have stuck any soul in, so we don't even know if it's a matching soul, if that makes sense. So many questions, so many lost souls everywhere, and it's just too hard to keep track of. Predictions quickly before I really go over. This one's just from the synopsis itself, though, but apparently there's going to be a dinner party to welcome Julian back into their lives and introduce Damon and Stefan to him in the next episode. I believe there are going to be conflicts between Julian and the Salvatore brothers right off the bat. I also predict that Damon and Caroline are going to find out about Stefan's unborn child at some point. Then again, Damon doesn't know about Sarah Salvatore's existence, while Caroline does, but I really think at some point they're going to have to clue in to the fact that Stefan could have been a father. Lily better clue in on that fact too. Just saying. Another prediction is the new soul inside Joe's body is going to cause drama and chaos, especially for Alark himself. I definitely sense some confusion going on. Next prediction, Enzo may side with the Salvatore brothers if it means getting rid of Julian. Valerie may side with them automatically because of her hatred for Julian and because the other heretics are going to want to shun her for killing Oscar and for betraying Lily in their eyes. Also predict that Beau's origin story is going to come up at some point. I really hope it does because I want to know how that cross-X hex thingy on his throat, how he got it and how is that preventing him from speaking, because I think it's connected to why he can't talk. So that's it for my thoughts on episode 705. What did you guys think of the episode? Did you find other parts of it surprising that I didn't touch upon? I think I covered all of it. I definitely covered whatever popped out in my head for it. But what did you like in the episode? What were you hoping to happen yet that has been pushed off, maybe? I'd love to hear about in the comments below. Don't be afraid to share your own theories about what's to come. Love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, share this video with your other friends and fans in the Vampire Diaries fandom. Let's spread the word. Let's keep this fandom growing. Let's see how far we can push this particular storyline. Because I really want to know how the present day is going to match up with these flash forwards. Because I don't think that they're going to keep it going in the present day for 3 seasons. I really predict a time jump in order to merge the two together. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here, but also if you want a more detailed recap of the episode itself, check out my LiveJournal account. The link will be down below. Pretty much if you just want a detailed play-by-play of what happened in the episode, just go there. Also, if you want any information related to the Vampire Diaries, promos, sneak peeks, synopses, episode stills, or GIFs, check out my Tumblr page. Links for those will be down below as well. I usually try to reblog everything back to one location so it's easy to find. So yeah, and that's about it. So until next Thursday, this is Mel wishing you all guys a great day, great week, and talk to you later. Bye for now.